Hi folks, I'm in Heidelberg, Germany, and this is a pile of tiny tomatoes. Now you might ask, is this guy already so desperate to find some fruit for his videos that he's doing a video about boring tomatoes? Well, I never thought tomatoes are boring. When I was a kid and a teenager, I used to spend my summers with my grandparents. They had a giant fruit orchard, but I hardly ever ate the fruit because I was busy stuffing my face all day with their wonderful, tasty tomatoes. And ever since my grandfather died, I've been on a quest to find a tomato to rival his tomatoes, to rival their wonderful taste. Here in Germany, usually the big tomatoes are only good for, stews, soups, or spaghetti sauces. And only the small tomatoes are good enough to put in salads or even eat out of hand like I'm planning to do now. So here I got a mix of tomatoes from a supermarket. Those are from Morocco, from North Africa. 4 different tomatoes, but they didn't even write any varieties. I don't know if I can all call them cherry tomatoes. For me, a cherry tomato is something like this, the size, shape, and color of a cherry. Well, those, back in Bulgaria, we used to call them plum tomatoes because they're like elongated like a plum. Well, ours were a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. So let's say we have a mixture of cherry and plum tomatoes here. Let's try them. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you the names of the varieties. Let's start with a more or less typical cherry tomato. It's a little bit pale for a cherry tomato. Yeah, the red color is really pale. I don't know if that means they are not ripe or if they just pick them underripe so that they will last longer. Yeah, it's more or less like a cherry tomato. Crunchy, with a lot of sourness, some sweetness. Quite a decent taste for a tomato. Not so unusual for a cherry tomato you can get in Germany. Now let's try the yellow cherry tomato. Even better, like the red one, but sweeter. Yeah, not bad at all. The yellow ones are definitely better. Now let's try this reddish, brownish, egg-shaped one. Not bad, but less sweet, less sour, and with this tomato flavor, which is more typical for the tomato leaves, is quite strong here. I don't like it that much. Yeah, I would prefer the cherry tomatoes. Now the last one. This is actually bright orange, but my phone doesn't like the color orange, so on my phone those 2 tomatoes are almost the same color. But believe me, this is pale yellow while this is bright orange. Yeah, well, here it shows the orange a little bit better, but still it's almost the same color as the yellow one. And believe me, in reality, the colors are very different. Well, let's try the taste. Tastes more or less like the plum tomatoes we had in Bulgaria in the 80s. Nothing too exciting, that's why my parents stopped growing them after some time. So folks, I think the clear winner is this pale yellow cherry tomato. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a great tomato, but it's a pretty good tomato. but even the 3 other ones are quite decent tomatoes. So folks, if you're in Germany and if you want really tasty tomatoes, buy the small cherry tomatoes. Buy the big cheap tomatoes only if you need a lot of bulk for making stuff like sauces, stews or soups. Stick to the small tomatoes. I hope I will be able to show you an even tastier variety soon. Okay folks, stay tuned for more fruit videos from the parks and supermarkets of Germany. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.